Another kind of revelation, guys, was Walker's obviously left, and we understand it, and we saw the Webby go with a 4-man bench, a 4 forward pack bench. Have we
Yep.
seen now that we're going to move in this direction? Obviously, Bunty 4 has been selected in at 14 with Jackson, who's a worker, Dimitrik, explosive forward, and Leka, explosive edge player. No real ball playing lock. Is that all right to move forward that way? Or are there other solutions to come? Maybe a Sam Healey. What's your thoughts, Ash, on this one?
Yeah, there's a couple of different thoughts here. Obviously, Dylan Walker leaving and Parramatta obviously loving it. He played a really good game over the weekend. Shout out to Dylan Walker and what he did for that side there too. But I think losing him and the cattle that we have, there's no one that can really replace. It's similar to what happened with Tohu. No one can really replace what Tohu does. And I don't think there's too many players in the competition that can really replace what Dylan Walker was doing for us in our side as well. So I expect a little bit more of a direct game plan off of the bench. We carried Bunty last week and we did see that we played a little bit more direct. I did think that Aaron Clark started to pick up a little bit more of that ball playing lock, and also Dimitri Vaimwanga had a couple of nice moments too with the shifting of the ball playing. So I think those guys can definitely lift in that area. But I also do enjoy the fact of maybe Webby's more so because he's very good at kind of molding the side into what the cattle that he's got. And noticing someone like Luke Metcalf that has a ton of speed, you might see him probably become more of a run threat now in that halfback jersey, not having that ball playing lock there, because they're probably going to play a little bit more direct off of dummy half. Remember Willie Mason saying it last year, there's certain sides in the competition that probably preferably don't play as well with the ball playing half, like a ball playing hooker, hooker 13, sorry. Really helps out with a player like Sam Walker, just getting it one off the ruck and then just playing with it from there. I think Metcalf could be a very similar type of player that loves to play one off the ruck there. We saw in the early trials of 2023, the West Tigers trial, he played one off the ruck and he was playing some real nice cut off his right foot in behind the ruck, and he scored a try doing the very similar sort of thing. So I think Webby might pivot towards more of a direct, game plan and taking away a little bit of that ball playing lock that opened up a lot of space. Not having Sean Johnson that played really well off the back of that. Probably molding the side of what we got now with Luke Metcalf and Chanel Harris-Tavita. Very similar to what Melbourne are kindly doing at the moment with Trent Liero being the 13. He's not really well known for his ball playing. He has got it, but mainly they play off the back of Jerome Hughes and Munster with their running game. So very excited to see what more they can add throughout the season there.
Is this a blessing in disguise, you think, Josh? Actually, not having a Walker, and how does it impact the rest of the squad? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this over the weekend and watching Melbourne play as well, because they don't really use a ball playing lock to they use Liero a little bit, but it's more Harry Grant out of dummy half.
Yeah.
And to me, not having Walker kind of unlocks Egan a bit more.
Yep.
And allows him to scheme around the ruck, and then like Ash was saying, allows Luke to kind of play that direct. Let's go, let's get him behind. And I think we saw that with the try that those three scored together, obviously Luke scored
exactly.
it, but, Egan went through, gave it to Chanel and then back to Luke and they scored. We see those tries when we don't have a ball playing lock available ready to go. So to me, I don't mind it. I obviously miss Dylan Walker, as we all do. But yeah, I don't know. I think it opens up a different type of attack for us, and then carrying 4 forwards on the bench as well allows us to just keep pushing down the middle and making those middles tired, so that Wade has more time and has more space and whatnot.
Do you think? I'll throw this back at you, actually, Josh. Do you think? I think offload numbers have gone up too, and I imagine that's been playing one out from the ruck. You're going to get more kind of broken tackles from tired markers in that, which opens the offload game in the second phase footy. Do you see that also as kind of just a natural progression from kind of playing more direct?
Yeah, I mean, it's something when you're hitting the middle time and time again, it's going to create tiredness and fatigue in the middle there. And that leads to people slipping off tackles, not being able to wrap up properly. I mean, the Tigers are a little bit of a different team to the Melbourne Beast, of course. Yeah. But I don't know. I think we did see that. You're right. Like with us attacking the middle more, there was more option to throw the ball out and to get the ball out the back and get our other runners on. Just again moving forward and attacking through the middle again. It'll be interesting to see if we can pull that off against the Storm. Obviously, they don't get tired very easily from or we have how many years of notice on that. They don't get tired very easily, and so it'll be interesting to see whether or not we can employ that game plan against Melbourne as well.
Yeah, it will be a good one. Ash, I'll just throw this at you. And it's obvious that we're going to play more direct, and like we've just spoken about, it creates opportunities for other people and different types of attack. Do you think ultimately this is kind of how we will play the rest of the season, or do you think this is actually a sustainable kind of style, or will we see more evolutions off of this moving forward?
I think that at the moment, this is probably the way we're going to be looking for a little bit now until we figure out like the style that we're probably going to take on with players. Obviously, Dylan Walker leaving. I still think it's in the early stages of that. I think that Aaron Clark helps in those areas of like at the moment that we still have the ability to do that ball playing lock sort of role. But with someone like Aaron Clark as well, I think the best facet of his game at the moment has been his direct running and his quick play ball speed. I think that's been incredible for us, and a lot of people probably underestimating that in our forward pack at the moment in that area. So I think that we probably will play like this for a little period until we kind of figure out the kinks of the way we're going to be running. Losing a player like Dylan Walker, 3 rounds in is probably not the best thing for, what we probably planned for in the off season, right? But I also do think that the club probably had an inkling this is all going to happen to where, Dylan Walker's minutes started to decrease over time. So we kind of started to get ready for this moment. So I'm sure that what we saw against the West Tigers with the offload, like we beat them on the offload count over the weekend, which, against the West Tigers side that are known for their offloading and their second phase footy, to do that, it's actually a really solid little thought. And something that you brought up that I was like, oh yeah, you're right. We did get into that second phase probably a little bit more. But I'm excited more on the defensive end side of things of, having fresh forwards coming off the bench with Bunty or Jackson Ford, Vaimwanga and Leka. All these guys, we can really front load for the middle and really take it to any forward pack in the competition. Like our starting front row forwards are James Fisher-Harris and Mitch Barnett. If we're able to keep them on, just hold the pressure, bring on Bunty and Jacko to really fill in that middle minute, and then we can put Fisher-Harris and Barnett late in the game and just continue that pressure like the Doggies try to do and just choke teams out of the matchup. That's the way I envision us to play our football. So I'm really excited to see what more evolution will come. But at the moment, I think this is what we're going to be looking for a little while.
A big talking point you said, Ash, last night, and I'll throw this at Josh, actually, is about Sam Healey. And when does he? Is it more that Sam Healey is going to be a replacement if, say, Egan's not fully fit, or is there an actual spot to hold a Sam Healey on a bench? What's your thoughts on that kind of point of view?
Judging by the last couple of years, we've started the season with Wade playing 80, and then slowly tapered that off towards the middle of the year, and then almost tried to ramp him back up at the end of the year. Obviously, if he gets injured, then it's we can't really execute that plan. But to me, it seems like Sam Healey could make a spot his own towards the middle of the season, and kind of get to the point where he's coming on as the 14, and some weeks it might be Healey, some weeks it might be back to Bunty, or however we want to play it, and we can kind of jump between those styles for whoever we might need, or if Egan's tired, kind of thing. But I think that the earlier we get Healey in, just for a few minutes, just getting him ready and going, the better we'll see from him and the better product we'll see at the end of the year. Or if Egan goes down, like we can slot him in there and be happy and be fine with that. But yeah, to me, I think for now, obviously using Bunty and giving Sam, all the time he needs and Cup to get up to, full speed, and then blooding him in slowly and getting him ready slowly, giving him 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, giving Egan rest as well, because that's going to be vital to our team this year, is giving Egan rest is how we use him towards the middle of the season. So that's kind of where I'm sitting with Sam Healey. I don't know if you're the same or.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll get his moment. Like we know, look, Tamaita got his time because of injuries, and no doubt the injuries will come. Knock on wood, but it's just inevitable when you play so many games and to the level they are. I think he'll get his chance. And look, just saw T Mackey, I think, put in there that he might be like a next Sirenen. It could be. I mean, it's nice to have versatility, but I think he's an out-and-out hooker with a great creative running game and style that can be used effectively. If you're going to play through the middle, why not have a Healy working magic around? You get Egan and his manipulation. He may tire a little bit. Then you get Healy and just that energy. It's like, it's kind of what I envisioned, like what the Paulie Roach was going to be. But I think this with the Healy, it's even to another level. So yeah, I think he'll get his moment to shine for sure.
I don't know if anyone can be Bailey Sirenen. He play 7 for us one week and then the next week and then hooker the week after. Like what kind of a player is that?
I low-key miss Bailey, bro. He was good, bro.
Mr. Fix It, bro. Mr. Fix It.
He was. He really was.
Yeah.
He really